If you're getting ready to start boots and bar and you're anything like me, you might be worried about the possibility of blisters and sores. We've been very fortunate not to have any of those during our past year of boots and bar, and I think the main reason for that is because of Jill Harold's sheepskin suggestion and a few other great techniques from other Clubfoot parents. Some people never have any issues and don't make any modifications to their boots and bar, but we decided to be more proactive in our approach. Our disclaimer is that what we do might not work for everyone, and we are not doctors, but if by sharing these techniques it can help one other family, then we'll feel like we're paying it forward. You might be able to have these modifications made by a cobbler or by an orthoist, but this is how our do-it-yourself approach works. When you first get the Mitchell boots, they can be a little bit stiff, especially this tongue piece that's so critical when you put them on. So a lot of parents during the casting phase will ask if they can get a hold of the boots prior to starting to actually wear them full time. This gives you time to prepare them a little bit. The first step a lot of parents have success with is just putting them in the washing machine once or twice. You obviously do not want to wash the bar, just the boots, because the bar is metal, but we'll show you a few tips that seem to work really well. We put each boot into a laundry bag, like just the kinds that you normally can buy for lingerie, and then put those into a pillowcase. And this just adds a little bit of protection while you're washing them. And throw that into the washing machine along with something soft, either towels or a bathrobe. And we just put it to small load, warm water, and change it to a gentle cycle. Then let the boots air dry overnight. If you're in a hurry, you can use a hair dryer or a fan to expedite the process.
Here we are putting on the sheepskin or lamb's wool, which I refer to. And biggest thing to reference, make sure it's when you trace it out, it is on the inside of the tongue. Just lay the tongue flat. Keep in mind this will be slightly smaller than the tongue itself when we cut it out. So I just go around with a pencil. I trace the section that I am going to cut, and then we'll cut it. And when I cut it, again, I'm going to be slightly smaller than the tongue itself.
And our sheepskin is really, really fluffy. The links on Clubfoot Hub for Amazon places to order are not as fluffy as this, but it doesn't seem to make a difference. No matter how fluffy it is, it seems like just having that padding is what really is important.
So slightly inside the lines. This is really fluffy, so no matter how close or inside you put it, it's gonna overlap the edges with all the hair. Here a piece, and it is really fluffy. In the first couple wears, it'll start matting down to where it's much flatter. Then I'm just going to check the fit. It's a good fit, a little bit overhang, so I'm going to trim this a little bit more, just so it's inside, all the way inside the tongue, around all edges. And that's just so you don't have a flap hanging over the edge that's easier to rip off. This glue works really well, but we don't want to have any extra there to snag and be pulled off. Here we have the Barge all-purpose cement. There's a link to it on Clubfoot Hub under things to buy and the success kit. We also have some Q-tips just to help spread things around. We've used this now on a couple pairs of boots and had absolutely no issues with it trying to pull away. You can find this also at a local store, craft store, or leather shop. That's where we originally found it. A little bit on there, and a little bit on the inside of the tongue. I don't go quite to the edges, just close to the edge, because when you squeeze it down between firm surfaces, like a heavy book, it'll push all the way out. we are going to stick them together. And again, it's still tacky, so you can't move it around, so we're going to make sure it is in the right place. See, it's already sticking together. I'm going to firmly press it down around all the corners, fusing those sides together.
After your boots have been pressed by heavy books overnight, you can take the books off, and voila, you have your sheepskin on the tongue. The next step is to take some moleskin. You can get this at pretty much any drugstore. There are also links on Clubfoot Hub. And, you know, got a good helper this morning. You're gonna just cut a little piece off, and we're gonna wrap it over the top of the new boots. So it'll look like this. And this is just to protect so this piece of silicone doesn't dig into the baby's skin, because sometimes that can cause some irritation. Measure the width here and cut it. Doesn't need to be perfect. Just cut straight up and down. And then you'll be able to fold it in half and use half of it on one boot and half of it on the other. You just peel it off, stick it right there on the top of the boot, and fold it over.
Same as before, you can have this as well. Then the only difference here is we do have to mark it out, so you can still use these sight holes for the heel. So we're going to stick this down in the heel like that, covering the holes up, and it goes down just below the holes right there. And then we're going to look on the outside. Just draw a circle around the spot that we're going to cut out. And we're just going to cut this, kind of curving the edges blended in, so you don't have those sharp corners that like to peel up. And there it is.
And there you have it, custom boots for your little Clubfoot cutie.